All right, football fans, tomorrow, football. Finally we get some sports other than baseball. College football, I'm not discounting college football, but finally we get some professional sports on the weekend. Let's do this. Now, before we get started, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I appreciate all the comments as well. Trying to get that algorithm moving up so we can get more subscribers, more content. You guys know the deal. All right. So this video, I'm going to go over just a little bit of detail, each division, what I think the records are going to end up, the playoff teams, and the Super Bowl teams, including the Super Bowl winners. Now, if you want a little bit more of an in-depth breakdown of each division, I did that about a month, 6 weeks ago. I'll put the links in the description to those videos. I did a division by division, but I think I only did the AFC if I remember correctly. So this is my first venture out into the NFC world. So, going to start, obviously, as the Dolphin fan I'm going to start with the AFC East, and here we go. I have the Bills at 12-5. I have the Dolphins at 11-6. The Patriots at 9-8, and the Jets at 4-13. Now, no matter what I put the Jets in, I know one bad Steve is going to come around and give me grief. 4 wins, you could see 6. The Jets could see 6, but that's enough about the Jets. The thing I'll say is that the Patriot, the New England Patriot hype that's going on right now, it just stinks. It just smells. It smells like rotten sausage that somebody left in the car 2 nights in a row during a heat wave. It don't make any sense. I know they got Belichick. I know they got a good team. But they've already crowned Mac Jones, and it's just bleh. All right? So I don't care if I really even thought the Patriots going to win the Super Bowl. I'm not picking them to win this division or make the playoffs either. All right. Oh, and in terms of the Dolphins, well, first of all, I'm not about to pick against the Dolphins, and it's not going to go well for the channel. But look, you got to give Tua a year. Can we give the kid a year? Can we give him 1 season where he had a full training camp, being healthy, being around the team? Just 1. I mean, I know that goes against popular opinion, where you have to make the absolute final judgment about guys after about 2.5 weeks, or in Mac Jones' case, before he's played a real game. But can we give Tua a year? That's it. That's all I'm asking. All right. The AFC South. I have the Titans at 12-5. I have the Colts at 10-7. The Jaguars at 6-11. And the Texans at 4-13. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start from the bottom up. The Texans. Tyrod Taylor. You know, I have a little bit of experience watching him, obviously, when he played in Buffalo. It's not like he's bad, right? Okay? This is not Ryan Leaf, okay? Tyrod Taylor is capable of winning some games for you. Right? Is he going to win a Super Bowl? No. 4 wins could be low. It could be low, so I'm not obtuse there, but at the same point, with all the drama that's going on around that team, you got to pick them for last place. Now, in terms of first place, look, Tennessee. I like what they've done. I think, as odd as it sounds, and of course he has to stay healthy, but the Julio Jones addition just rounds out that offense so much better. To me, it was just a missing piece that they needed, not just for Tannehill, but to open up some room for Henry. I like Tennessee. I like them a lot, and you'll see just how much later on. Now, in terms of the Colts, Wentz. He's supposed to be healthy for week 1. Okay, that's good. I still don't see him more than a 10-win team. I think the Colts, their defense, good enough, but I think the Colts could be one of the teams that people expect to do well, that could possibly fall off and only win 8 or 9 games and miss the playoffs. Now, move on to the AFC North. I have the Ravens at 10-7. I also have the Browns at 10-7. Got the Steelers at 8-9 and the Bengals at 7-10. Now, the Ravens and Browns, very, very closely matched. That division is going to be absolutely cutthroat, all right? Bottom line is, I trust Baltimore a hell of a lot more than I trust Cleveland. And I know, look, obviously I had them both at 10-7, so it could go either way. It's going to come down to the head-to-head matchups. Let's just put it that way. And both of their head-to-head matchups, they actually played 2 times in a row late in the season. To me, that favors Baltimore. Baltimore's a bit tougher. I just have a feeling Baltimore is going to take that division, and it's just, it's one of those things where, I think at the quarterback position they're a little bit better. And, I live about an hour away, so maybe if I pretend to be a homer a little bit, somebody will throw me some playoff tickets. All right, next up is the AFC West. I have the Kansas City Chiefs at 12-5, the Chargers at 10-7, the Raiders at 8-9, and the Broncos at 7-10. Now, I know the Broncos 7-10. Some people may say I'm sleeping on them, so I'm going to put them in the opposite category of the Colts. I think the Colts are a team that most people have penciled in to be good, that could maybe disappoint. And I think the Broncos are a team that 7-10, if a few things go right, that could flip around to 10-7 and maybe lead to a playoff berth. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. Not going to pick against them. However, I will say, and I said this in multiple videos, the whole we're going to try to go undefeated thing, that just rubs me all sorts of wrong way, all right? It's like Ben Gay on my tongue. It's not happening. Look, week one, Kansas City, kaputs, 0-1. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Get your champagne ready early, Dolphins fans. That's all I'm going to say about that. And then the Chargers, look, I always want to say Abear. I know his name is Herbert, which doesn't make any sense because I just remember Bobby Abear. I'd rather call him that. The point is, watch out. Just watch out, okay? The kid made a huge leap, had a great year. Can he do it again? Sometimes with young quarterbacks, it's not always the case that they can. So, now we're going to move on to the NFC. On the NFC East, I have the Washington Potato Skins at 10-7. I have the Cowboys at 9-8. I have the Giants at 7-10. And I have the Eagles at 5-12. Now, there's not a whole lot to talk about within this division. The thing about Washington is they're okay, they're all right. They've made some improvements. They've got a lot of new wide receivers, and they've got Fitzpatrick. So, just by default, I think they could be the most interesting team in that division. I would love to see Fitzpatrick have a job, maybe even for a year or two, maybe make the playoffs. Well, if they finish 10-7 and win the division, they're obviously going to make the playoffs. So just for Fitzpatrick's sake, I'd love to see them do well. The Cowboys at 9-8, look, the Cowboys, it's like the same story every year. They might win 5, they might lose 5. We'll put them in the middle at 9-8. You don't know what you're going to get with them. Dak's got to stay healthy, but I don't have them making the playoffs. I don't have them winning this division. Now, let's move on to the NFC South, where I have Tom Brady and the Buccaneers at 13-4. Got the Saints at 9-8. I've got the Panthers at 7-10 and the Falcons at 5-12. Falcons are not good. We'll leave it at that. All right, the Panthers could surprise some people. Again, put them in the Denver category. I don't know if they could win 10 games, but they could be better. And maybe 7 games, maybe 7-10 is a little bit better than they could do. Now, we get to Tampa Bay. There's nothing to say here. This division, in terms of who's going to win the division, it's not close. All right? The only question with Tampa is, can they repeat? Will they repeat? We'll get into that later. Now, the Saints going with Winston at quarterback. I got him at 9-8. Look, it's always tough. It's always tough when you're replacing a Hall of Fame quarterback, right? How many times does it happen? And you look at what Indianapolis did, and they went from Manning to Luck, and so it's happened a couple of times, right, where you've had a really good quarterback retire and a new one comes in, like Favre and Rodgers. This is not that scenario. So I know the Saints, and now they're not playing their first game at home, so the home field advantage, you don't know what that's going to be like. I'm not real high on the Saints this year. We'll put it that way. Winston is too inconsistent. Got him at 9-8. I think they could be a team that slips and does worse, but we'll give them that for now. The NFC West. I've got the Rams at 11-6, the Seahawks at 10-7, the 49ers at 8-9, and the Cards at 8-9. This division is brutal. All right. Now they're all good teams. At worst, they're at least good teams. There's no bad teams. You know, there's no Falcons, there's no Bengals, there's no Texans in this division, okay? Now the Rams got Matthew Stafford. I've been a huge Stafford fan. I love to see it. I think he's going to do really, really well over there. I got him with 11 wins. Don't be surprised if that goes to 12 or 13. All right, if the 49ers or Cardinals don't do so well and those division games come a little bit easier, I think you could see the Rams sneak up there and get 13 wins. Seahawks at 10-7. You don't ever want to root or vote or, bet, I should say. Don't bet against Russell Wilson. That said, that division is tough. And I think they have matchup issues within the division. They're not really in a space where you think that they're going to be a team that's going to be looking for a Super Bowl run right now. They're a good team, good solid team. They're going to win a lot of games, but not too many, 10-7. Last division, the NFC North. I have the Packers at 13-4. I've got the Vikings at 10-7, the Bears at 8-9, and the Lions at 5-12. Packers. Nobody knew what Aaron Rodgers was going to be doing when I made my divisional previews, but I did say in that preview and in the subsequent video, if Rodgers came back and played for the Packers after the whole scenario went down, look for him to be motivated, all right? If there's anybody who has, I want to rub it in people's faces, written all over their face, it's Aaron Rodgers. I look for him to just absolutely go out there and kill. Also, I look for him to have a few more interceptions than normal because I think he's going to push it in some circumstances, especially if they have a lead, which they probably will have a lot of the time. Look for him to take some chances that he normally wouldn't to try to pump those numbers up. In terms of the Vikings, you got Kirk Cousins. You pretty much know what you're going to get with him. I think the Vikings are a team that could win a division. Most of the other divisions, I think that they would be, a favorite to win 11 or 12 games. I think they've got a good team. But in this division, I think the Packers are going to take it. And then you got the Bears and the Lions. The Bears, you don't know what you're going to be doing at quarterback. You don't know what your long-term solution there is. Well, you know what the long-term solution is. But, rookie quarterback, and you're just not sure what the hell they're going to do. So, going to get into the playoffs. Now, the AFC playoff seeds. I have, top seed, I have the Chiefs. Number 2 seed is the Titans. The number 3 seed is the Bills. The 4 seed goes to the Ravens. The 5 seed goes to the Dolphins. The 6 seed goes to the Chargers. And the 7th seed goes to the Colts. Now, all the Browns fans just left thumbs down. Now, hear me out. Obviously, number 1, you've heard me say the Colts could be one of those teams that doesn't do so well. The reason why I'm picking the Colts over the Browns, couple of things here, okay? The Chargers and Colts do not have any head-to-head, all right? That's number 1. Number 2, the Browns play the Chargers on the road. So if you're looking at a head-to-head matchup there, you have to bet on the home team, which would be the Chargers, all right? So the other part there is the Browns' late schedule, all right? They play the Ravens twice in a row, and they also have the Patriots, and they also have the Packers, all late in the season. It's a whole lot different than playing somebody like the Dolphins are playing the Patriots week 1. The good teams, towards the end of the season, they're playing tight, they're playing a lot tougher, and you fully expect both of those teams to be in a playoff race. The Patriots be in a playoff race, the Packers will be looking for the number 1 seed most likely. Those are going to be tough games that Cleveland's going to have to win. So I think it's going to come down to some toughness there. You got to pick somebody. I've got the Colts ahead of the Browns, but that could easily flip-flop. All right, that could easily flip-flop. But you have to pick somebody, and it's not 8 seeds. Now, the rest of the way in the AFC, I've got the Bills and the Titans in the AFC Championship game. Now I have Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans going to the Super Bowl representing the AFC. I like what they've done, and I believe Tannehill can basically pull a Rich Gannon. Even though I know Gannon didn't win the Super Bowl, later on in his career, he ended up, becoming what everybody thought he would have been at the beginning of his career. I think all the I's and T's have been dotted and crossed for Tannehill. I think this is his year. And I'll admit, a lot of that is more gut feeling than anything else. But you got to pick somebody, and that's who I'm picking. Now, in the NFC playoff seeds, number 1 seed, obviously, I've got the Pack. The 2 seed are the Bucks. The 3 seed, I've got the Rams. 4th seed goes to Washington. The 5th seed goes to the Vikings. The 6th seed goes to the Seahawks. And the 7th seed goes to the New Orleans Saints. I have the Saints in over the Cowboys because there's a Monday night game with the Saints and Cowboys. It's in New Orleans right now. Are they going to have to move it? I don't think so. I doubt. I'm sure they'll be playing by then. But right now, I figure that head-to-head matchup is going to be the difference here, so I'm going to pick the Saints. And, in terms of anybody else, was it close for anybody else making it that I knocked out here? Not really. Not really. It's pretty much, it's pretty cut and dry in the NFC. There's a couple of spaces there that are up for question marks. But I think I'm pretty confident in these 7 teams. In terms of the NFC Championship game, I have the Bucks and the Packers. And yeah, I'm going to pick against Tom Brady. And I've got the Packers winning the NFC Championship game, which gives us a Super Bowl matchup of the Tennessee Titans, all right, and the Green Bay Packers. So, what are we going to do with that? What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to do what nobody expects me to do, and I'm going to pick against Aaron Rodgers. And I think I like the Tennessee Titans. I think Tennessee's going to win the Super Bowl this year. That's my pick, and I'm sticking to it. That was my pick 2 months ago. I haven't seen anything to change my mind. I think Ryan Tannehill is due. I think this is his season. This is his year. Everything is aligned for him, and I know most of you probably think I'm crazy. That's okay. But if the Dolphins can't win the Super Bowl, to me the next best thing would be Ryan Tannehill. Wouldn't it be a beautiful thing? Wouldn't it just be a beautiful, chaotic thing? And if you watch this channel, you know I love chaos. It would be so beautiful for the Dolphins to have to watch Tannehill go and win the Super Bowl if we're not going to be winning the Super Bowl this year, which, let's be realistic, I think the cap for this team is making the wild card and winning a game. That's this team's cap, in my opinion, in terms of the Dolphins, obviously. We've got offensive line issues, which I don't want to get into that because this is an NFL video, but the only thing I'll say about our offensive line issues is we built this line on purpose. This isn't by accident where we just, got a couple of guys in and, we're not really sure. These are the guys, and they're the guys on purpose. So they better get good, and they better get good quick. So, all right, that was it. It'll be interesting to see when I go back, later on in the year. We'll see how it goes. Do I expect to be 14 for 14? No, probably not. But I wouldn't put money on Tennessee. But I'm telling you that, right in here, gut feeling, I really would like to see and really feel like this is Ryan Tannehill's year. Be a beautiful thing. And Julio Jones, why not? Let's get him a ring as well, too. All right? All right, I appreciate all the support. Like, share, subscribe. Tomorrow is the first game. The live stream is going to be, I'm going to go on a little bit earlier than normal. I'm going to start the live stream at 7:15 Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a beautiful thing, man. Okay, I'm going to have live streams before every Dolphin game, live streams for every Panther game. Monday night football, as long as there's no Panther game, I will have a live stream before Monday night football. Not sure on Sunday Night Football yet because it depends. Like this upcoming Sunday, the Dolphins play at 4:25. So by the time I'm done with the recap and everything like that, I may not be able to do anything for the Sunday night game except for watch it and fall asleep and maybe do a recap. So some of the NFL stuff will be, to be determined. And then hockey starts. And that's it, man. We're going to have content on this channel every day, all day. It's going to be ridiculous. You do not want to miss it. I will make community posts most days to let you guys know the schedule or if anything changes. Link is in the description to check out the Patreon, or you can see that little join button there to join the YouTube membership. You get almost every day I will make a post on the Patreon. I'll do a video or two a week. We'll have exclusive live streams. There's an exclusive Discord. The benefits on the Patreon are the same on the YouTube membership. The pricing is a little bit different. That's all I have to say about that. I appreciate all the support. Tomorrow, we have football. We have sports. We have real live games.